mic. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hunted Podcast. Today, we have the missus with us, and let me tell you, they are excited. We're over here giggling, nervous, don't know what to say, but luckily, we got some liquid courage in them, so this one's going to be a good one. I will promise you that. But before we get on to that, we're going to go through and tell you our sponsors here. We are brought to you by Rec Broadheads. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They just got back from the ATA. They just went through and on a couple things on YouTube. They were kind of shouted out on there. Very excited, very happy to have them as part of our partnerships and all that good stuff. We're also sponsored by Wild Oak Whitetail Buck Lure, good buddy of mine, Corey. It is straight deer pee to the bottle. There's no multiple deers into this bottle. It is one deer pee to one bottle. Then we're also brought to you by Dominant Strands. If you are listening to this and haven't checked out one of our other episodes, we did one with Lewis. He got on here with me and Levi. He educated us very much on some bowstrings and how that you should go through and check this and check that and how they're constructed and a whole bunch of stuff. It was very informative. Go through and check that one out. We're also brought, oh, sorry, I missed that here. Also, ECW game calls. They are all handmade and everything like this. Jeff is an awesome guy. Go through, make sure you check them out. He goes through, he does everything from snow calls to, or snow goose calls to regular goose calls, buck calls, everything like that, turkey calls, slate calls, whole plethora of different kinds. Go make sure to check him out. And then we got Marath Welding, good buddy of mine, Evan. He can go through and weld pretty much anything you need onto anything. Very happy to have him in a partnership because when me and Levi get going here, we're going to have him go through and make us some stuff for our deer plots and all that good stuff to make all the good stuff just a little bit better. And then, last but not least, Nature Made Jewelry. And we have Mrs. Nature Made Jewelry in the house with us today. So make sure you go and check them out. They go through and take little bits of antler, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, make necklaces, bracelets, and all that good stuff. Am I right there?
Yep.
That's
Correct. Yep. Make sure you go through and check them out and everything. We're going through and we're going to try to go through and do a first responder shout out, military shout out, even if somebody's passed away. Sadly for this one, we don't have anybody at this point in time. So if you're listening to this and you are a first responder any way, shape, or form, we want to give a big thank you for going through, doing what you do, being out there day, night, all that stuff. And then also with the military, thank you so much, because without you, the freedoms that we have now to go through and do all this stuff, to be able to go out and go hunt, fish, and just love our great country the way that it is, it would not be without you. And for the fallen that are no longer with us, we are very sad that we have lost you. But again, if you are a family member and hearing this, we want to say thank you to you, because I'm sure that you're going through some burdens with them going to wherever they go and all that good stuff. So we're just going to do a quick moment of silence for them. And again, thank you so much for anybody in the armed forces or as a first responder. So now we got all the serious stuff out of the way. Now we're time to get into this. Because like I said, we got some liquid courage in the ladies here, and this ought to be a good one. So we'll go to my right here, starting things off. That would be you. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody your first name.
Danielle.
And what is your last name?
Cox.
And who are you married to?
AJ.
There you go. See, it wasn't so bad starting things off. And then to the right of her, we have
Katie.
last name.
Mason.
And you're married to?
Levi.
See, we're on a roll where everything's going good and great and grand already. So like I said, we got the four of us here. I don't know if we're going to say we're all excited. I know two of us are excited. I think two of them are kind of
Overwhelmed,
nervous. Yeah, I think that would be something good. But once we get into this, I promise you this is going to be a good one. So, Miss Nature Made Jewelry, if you're ready to go, we would love to hear about how you put the hammer down on that. What was he, 6.5?
Yeah, I want to say 6.5, 7.
6.5 plus.
6.5 plus.
Didn't have a lot of history with the deer, but definitely fully mature. Keeping him out, looking at his teeth, and how beat up he was. He was quite a mess.
Yeah, it looked like in the photo he was broke off in the front on one of those, wasn't he?
Yeah, he broke the end of his main beam off. I think it was on the left side. And yeah, after caping him off, I mean, he had teeth that were broken off from fighting, teeth that were worn down. The whole left side of his face was all bruised and just full of fluid. And yeah, he was a mess.
Old brute. So I know we're joking around here, but on an all serious note, Katie, you want to go through and walk us through kind of how all that went down, where you were at, what you're
Yeah.
doing, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So that was the last day of first season shotgun, I believe. It was Sunday.
Yeah.
And we set up a blind, honestly, just right down from our house. And went down there. I was excited. We got in there pretty early. And yeah, we were just kind of sitting around. And all of a sudden, I look in the timber there to my left, and I see a bunch of does coming. And
Well, before that, we had I'm going to cut in here. We had gotten in the blind, and there's a lot more to this story.
Yeah, like you can tell the nervous one to the non nervous one. Well, what I did was
Yeah, we got in the blind, and it was action from the beginning.
right.
It was, I think we got in like 1:15, 1:30, something like that, and maybe 2 o'clock, 10 after 2. I just happened to be kind of messing around, and I looked out the right window, and there is an absolute stud right on the other side of the creek, bumping a couple does right to us. And it was windy. You know, we were making a lot of commotion, you know, trying to get her out that window and everything, but they never knew anything was going on. But the creek was pretty well frozen up, and I think that's kind of what held those does from coming into the plot, you know, crossing that creek. And yeah, he just kind of hung out over there, and we had one quick opportunity at him, you know. Probably could have shot him in the neck and got away with it, but, you know, not having much experience and everything, you know, wanting to do it the right way. You know, I was proud of her for, you know, letting that opportunity go, you know, not being comfortable and 100% sure of her shot. Unfortunately, that deer got away from us, and I'll let you continue on with the rest, because that was a really nice deer. I mean, that was a
Right.
solid 160-inch 8-pointer.
So the first deer you're
Absolutely.
talking about was not the one that she shot.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, like Levi said, I didn't have a clear, good shot, so I wasn't comfortable. But after that is when I looked in the timber and saw the does, and I was like, oh, I think there's a buck following. And Levi couldn't see them, but eventually they did come out into the plot. We had this blind sitting over radish plot. And yeah, they eventually came out, and at first I was like, oh, I don't know if he's big enough. And Levi's like, oh no, that's a mature deer. He's
Yeah,
like,
instantly I knew what deer it was once
Right.
he came out. I'm like,
Yeah.
hammer him.
so I got the shot off, and
With what? What'd you shoot him with?
my 12 gauge.
Gotcha.
Yes. And yeah, I shot, you know, obviously adrenaline, all excited.
About a 75-yard shot, so
Oh, that was a good poke then.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah.
Right. Ended up actually down. He died down in the creek.
So, I mean, was it like you shot him? I know you said it was like a lot going on, adrenaline and stuff like this. So once you shot him, did you know you made a good shot on him? Did you shoot him and kind of like fingers crossed, hope I had something on him?
No, I was confident I was dead on him
Gotcha.
for sure. He took off, and that's when we got out because I was excited. I'm like, let's go. And Levi was like, let's give him a minute. And
all right, I was coaching her through. I'm like, all right, everything was good. You felt comfortable with the shot. You know, you think you hit him good? And she, yeah. You know, I think you hit him good. So we went over there, and where she shot, we could see where he kicked and everything. You know, and he was quartering away pretty hard. But honestly, she did great. I mean, she put it in back there at the last ribs, and it came out right at the offside front shoulder.
Oh
and,
yeah,
I mean,
that's a great shot.
It was perfect. I
Right.
mean, so yeah, super proud of that, and you know, started finding a little bit of blood there, and yeah, led us down into the creek.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, when you go through and you get ready for season and stuff like this, I mean, you're not a very big gal, So how much do you practice going through and doing that? Because I would imagine that shotgun's got a good kick on you.
Right. Yeah, I've been shooting that 12 gauge for a while, so
So you were comfortable with
yeah, oh yeah, I'm very
Okay.
comfortable with that gun. I know what to expect from it, and in that moment, you know, like I said, you have all that adrenaline going through you. I really didn't even feel it.
Didn't feel it till the
Yeah.
next day when you went and lifted your arm
Right.
up like, oh, there's something.
Exactly.
Right. Gotcha. No, that's great. What, so was that your oldest deer, biggest deer? I mean, is there,
Definitely oldest deer by far. I want to say, actually, my biggest. He was just a nice, mature deer.
all around? Yeah, he definitely looked like that in the picture and everything.
Yeah, very pleased, especially since this year I had surgery and I wasn't able to bow hunt, which was a big letdown. I was happy just to get out there shotgun season and get a nice mature deer.
Was that your first sit that you went, or
Yeah, my very first sit.
very first sit within
Yeah.
the first few hours and stuff?
And I got him.
Man, and then me and you sit there all summer or all winter long, freezing this, freezing that.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get nothing coming through. So, but no, that's awesome. Very glad to hear that. We might come back onto that, but we're gonna go to Danielle right over here because I can see her kind of stirring back and forth. I'm a little nervous. So, like I told you, we're gonna go through and give you an easy question. Because if people don't know, Danielle and I, when we got together, she really didn't go out and do any hunting at all. She did a little fishing here and there and everything like that. But then when she went through, she started sitting with me, help me hang stands, help me do this, help me do that, sweating ass off in the middle of summer, walking through bean fields. We know you love bean fields, right?
No, I
No,
don't.
you don't?
No.
Not at all? Yeah. Walking through bean fields to go get this and that. She's went shed hunting with me a few times. The snow was up to her knees. That was another wonderful memory. So she's been through the ringer with me, but she's toughed it out. But things are, I would say, getting better for us. We went through, and you went through and sat with me last spring, and when I killed my turkey, correct?
Yes.
Great answers. I love these.
I didn't know if you were going to continue on.
Well, you can say like, yes, I did, or something like that.
Yes, I did.
Okay, wonderful. So things are getting better for us as a whole. She's went out a few times, actually saw some deer, which helped a lot too, because I know there's numerous times we went out there, froze our tails off and didn't see anything, and that kind of puts
It's the worst.
yes, this sucks on it and everything. So why don't you go through and tell us a little something about what you enjoy about going out into the outdoors with me? I mean, it could be sitting in the stands, seeing stuff, hearing stuff. It could be getting things ready to go. I mean, it's what would you say your favorite part?
I think seeing the animal movement,
Seeing the
whether
animal.
it's the deer or the turkey, I just like watching them. It's interesting, their movements and what they do, and you don't really know what to expect.
Right.
You don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. So would for people that haven't been into the outdoors very much or anything and that are looking to get into it, would you think that'd be something that would interest them, and kind of why?
I think so. They have to go in with an open mind and be patient, knowing that it may take several sits to even see anything or hear anything.
Right.
So not to get discouraged, but you have to put in the work and the effort and the time, and hopefully you'll be able to see or hear something out there.
But even though you haven't went through and killed anything yet, I mean, you still enjoy going out and
Yes,
just
I do.
the atmosphere.
Not when it's below zero.
Right. Well, we've got that figured out.
Yeah.
So with my turkey kill that we went through, and which I love this story, it just cracks me up when I told you don't move, and then I asked you if you could see anything, and then come back and look at the video. You legitimately did not move.
No, you told me not to move.
Yeah, no, that just cracked me up. That's great. So what about that made you go, hey, I want to do this? Because pretty much when that was over, you were like, I want to turkey hunt.
I don't know. I feel like I'm more drawn to turkey hunting than deer hunting because, well, one, it's the time of year that we were there, and
Right.
I'm really big on. I
Not-
don't want to
not
be
cold.
freezing, and I want to enjoy myself.
Right.
So I think that was the most enjoyable experience I've had out of everything, from doing plots to doing shed hunting, anything like that. That was the most favorite time I've had out there. And just watching all the different turkeys come out, see what they do, the noise they make, the calls you provide to them.
Well,
I just enjoyed all of it.
and we did get very lucky because I bet we had 20 turkeys out in the field. And I mean, there was action going right from the top and everything.
Yeah, and I think they're really pretty. All their different colors and how they puff up and
Yeah, I remember.
just all of it. I think they provide more, I don't know what the word I'm looking is. Entertainment. I don't think that's the right word, but
No, I
you
can
know, the
see
deer
what you're
just
saying.
kind of walk around or eat off the plot. But I think the turkeys,
Turkeys, yeah,
they
we-
do a little more for me.
Yeah, we definitely went out at a good time because they were all poofed up and everything like this, and they were sparring, and they came through and came right into the decoys and everything. Like
Oh, and
that.
hearing them fly from the trees, which
From
I
the
had
trees.
no idea. I had absolutely no idea that they nest.
Roost.
Okay, roost.
Roost, yep.
Roost, nest.
It's you're
They chill in the trees. Had
Yeah.
no idea, and they came in from behind us. Is that what it was?
I mean, in a way, yeah,
Kind of.
yeah.
But that was really neat.
Right.
Literally, they're like ninjas. They come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And going back to the flying, like when they pitch down out in the field,
Oh, yeah.
off the roost,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a freaking airplane coming in. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It
she,
is crazy.
She didn't realize like actually how big a turkey is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then when she was talking about how pretty they are, she instantly, I mean, from the head to their feathers and everything, she just had and how soft they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the iridescent colors and the red, white, and blue, and how the blood flow changes the color of their head. I mean, they're beautiful.
Oh, they really are. And like I told her, because when we were sitting there and watching them, you know, I was like, yeah, they cover themselves in dirt and they're always out in the timber and they're doing this and doing that. And she just could not get over how all those colors are just in their feathers. And she just obviously fell right into it because she is all about it. We went through and got our tags the other day and she was like, did I get mine? And I was like, yeah, you did. I guess
Fourth
I'm going to go.
season.
Yeah, I'm going to go through and take you. And I mean, never been turkey hunting, but after that experience, I mean, she's in it. Just
Oh, yeah.
deep.
Yeah. Way more attracted to the. I like the deer hunting side, but I'm on the turkey side.
Oh yeah.
Basically just for weather.
No. I mean, it's the whole package.
I gotcha. Understandable. So, anything else that you'd like to talk about for your being experienced in the outdoors, for not being into it?
Not right at the moment.
Not at the moment. You just make sure to chime in if you got anything, okay?
Yes.
Questions, anything like this. Because remember, people are here to listen to us.
Right.
Gotcha. So, I guess talking with turkey hunting, I know you've been turkey hunting for a while, right?
Yes. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely love it. So then why don't you go through and tell us what you love about turkey hunting?
Oh gosh. I love everything about turkey hunting.
You get to hunt with me. I mean, that's probably your main thing. Because I mean, deer season, we don't get to hunt together a lot.
No, we don't.
You hunt by yourself?
Yeah, it's kind of more like I go out when I have the time. Levi goes out when he has the time. I feel
Or
like
when it's the rut and we pawn the kids off on the
Right.
grandparents and we both get out there
Exactly.
trying to fill a tag.
I feel like turkey hunting, it's more of a thing we do together because he is my guide, he's my caller. So I feel like it's more of like a together hunting,
Okay.
which is great because I have a slate call. I do practice with it, but this guy on a mouth call, amazing.
Yeah. And I think that brings up a very good point too, because I know if I didn't go with her, she would not go. Absolutely at all. And especially with being in the deer woods and everything like this, like you're trying to be really quiet, you're up in a tree, you're doing this and doing that to where like her and I were legitimately communicating back and forth to each other. You know, hey, do you see this? Hey, do you see this? Can you move this, move that? So I think that's a very, very good thing to bring up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love going. I just love, like Danielle was saying, the time of year. It's not as cold. Don't have to be set free.
Right.
It's a big struggle.
I like how she giggles about that because me and Levi were just talking the other day because he was like, "Hey, you know, with my deer hunting property and stuff like this, and I was like, oh, I do this and this, and then dude, he sends me a 7-page
yeah.
paper pretty much through a text message on. I do this, dude, it comes down to like, I don't wash my clothes unless the wind's blowing from like the north.
Oh, yeah.
And then the water's got to be set at a perfect like 33 degrees. And then, you know, it's got to be a Yeti cooler. You can't use a Coleman because of these. I mean, it was a thorough. So I understand exactly what
Well,
you're saying.
and to a certain extent, I still do take a little bit of scent control precaution, even turkey hunting, because just for the simple fact of, okay, I got a bird working to me, and I've had this happen a lot. I got a bird working to me, and then, oh, what do you know? Here's 2 or 3 does, or here's a buck, got some nubs on his head coming up through. My wind's blowing at him, or he's going to cut my wind. Well, what if he cuts my wind and he starts blowing, takes off running? Everybody knows in that timber what everybody's, you know, alert or,
Exactly.
We did
you know,
have that
danger sign is. So
in a distance.
yeah. So I try to cut that down even, you know. A turkey sees a white tail flag go up of a deer, hears that snort, they're like, okay, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, all jokes aside, no, that's a very, very good point because I mean, you're 100% right because like Danielle was just saying, you know, at one point we had something like that happen too. That white flag goes up, and I mean, everybody's clearing out.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to where yes, everybody's turkey hunting, don't do scent control and stuff, but you should take a little bit of effort
Right.
into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's something to keep in the back of your mind. I mean, granted, I don't know if it's ever, you know, 100% screwed me over on a turkey, but I can definitely say it hasn't helped or it's, you know, made the process take a little longer.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
realistically, well, like, what's it going to hurt to go through, spray yourself down?
Yeah,
You know, check
yeah,
this
or-
and check that.
you know, minimum, you know, take a scent-free shower every now and then, or, you know, keep your clothes in your, you know, scent-free
Yeah.
storage. And, you know, I even know a lot of turkey hunters that don't hunt, you know, turkeys in the same gear that they hunt deer in, you know, unless it's like extremely cold, something like that, where you got to put, you know, your heavier layers on. You know, they've got a totally different suit for that. And I've came to that now too, where unless it's extremely cold, I wear a totally different suit for turkey hunting just so I don't, you know, have to worry about messing my deer clothes up.
No, that actually makes total sense. So remember
Oh, great.
that.
Now
Remember
you're going to go
yeah,
buy another, yeah.
yeah, I was going to say,
outfit.
yeah, outfit. So
We get to go shopping.
yeah. See, exactly. I get to go shopping. You're not the only one that likes to go through and do it. But hey, that's a very valid point. I mean, it's for the better of the hunted and all that stuff. It's not for me. It's for everybody. So, but no, I think that I want to go back to the couples thing. I think that brings up a very good way to go through to where if you do want your, you know, significant other to go with you, I think turkey hunt would be a very good way to get into it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah.
you know, brush yourself in a little bit. You can sit here and talk back and forth with each other, you know, communicate X, Y, and Z. Like you're saying, the weather's not so cold. You can get, I mean, realistically, if you go through and kind of, even if you go through like me and you did a couple times, you get in a blind, get in a tent or something, you don't have to really go through and buy like head to toe camo.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit, it'd be a good way to kind of introduce.
Yeah, introduce somebody or a kid or, you know, anything
Yes.
like that. You know, get in that blind, be comfortable, and be able to move around a little bit.
Maybe
then-
you should have done that with me first.
Well, I didn't really get into turkey hunting until, a little bit recently. And then you went and then kapow.
Suckered me in.
We put a hammer on there and it was just like the first day you saw me. Kapow! Suckered you in. You got anything you want to add? Any topic or anything?
No, but I do agree that the turkey hunting would be a good start to introduce somebody into the hunting world, just because, like you said, you don't have to, I guess, expectations are high, but not as high as deer hunting.
Right.
Like you said, the clothing, things like that. You don't have to have a blind, you know. So I think that would be a good start.
100% agree. So, do you want to talk any more about turkey hunting over on that end of the table?
Go ahead.
I don't know, you want to tell them how you got your start turkey hunting?
I think that'd be great because remember, this is a podcast. People listen to us. They don't. If they wanted to hear dead air, they just turn the radio off.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well,
Okay,
do
yes.
you have an agenda for this evening?
I don't have an agenda for this
Oh,
evening. I told
open.
you. I
It's
told you we're going to
open.
go through and just let it flow.
Okay.
But no, I think that'd be great. Yes, Katie, if you can go through and tell us how you got into turkey hunting.
Yeah, for sure. No, my first turkey hunt was, well, I was actually pregnant with our oldest, Adeline. We went and turkey hunted Henry County, Illinois. My grandpa's.
Not known for very many turkeys, by the way.
Yes, that's true. Very true. Yeah, we set up blind, and I got my first turkey.
And he was an ugly one.
Right.
Yes.
Not very many of them are ugly, but this was the ugly duckling.
Well, he had a missing part of his.
Yeah, I don't know if a coyote
Fan.
had tried to get him or somebody shot through his tail fan or what, but he was missing like half a tail fan, and yeah, it was a pretty crazy hunt. I mean, her grandpa doesn't have a lot of timber; it's mainly pasture, and we had roosted him a couple nights before. We'd actually gone up there, and he really hadn't gobbled,
No.
but he came out in the pasture strutting, and season was a couple days later, so we packed everything in, took a blind and everything. You know, she's pregnant, to be comfortable, and I was the pack mule on everything. And
Sounds about right.
Yeah, yep, that's about right. Even if I wasn't pregnant,
Yeah.
you still would have been.
pretty much.
She already called you. She was nice and called you a guide earlier. She didn't
Yeah,
call you
guys,
that,
she's
Katie.
being professional
Right.
there. But no, normally, you know, they gobble on the roost a little bit before they fly down. This bird, we knew he was in there, did not let out a peep on the roost. And I was getting pretty PO'd. And he flew down and then just started lighting up and was literally gobbling like every step the whole way.
The whole
in.
way.
And I told her, I'm like, there's a little gap in the fence right here. You know, he's roosting on the neighbors. He's going to come through this little gap of the fence. He knows right where we're at. I said, get your gun barrel pointed right at it. Get your gun in position. And next thing you know, here he was popping through that hole, and the rest is history.
About how far was that shot?
20 yards.
Oh, shoot. She's
Yeah.
shooting 75 earlier, 25. That's a
Yeah. I
nothing.
mean, yeah, she was spoon fed on that one.
right.
No,
But
it was good for my first time going. Great experience. I mean, everything happened the way that you would want it.
And that's
for
what-
a first time.
And, you know, talking about like getting somebody new into the sport, or, you know, even as couples, that's one of our favorite things to do is go out and roost birds at night.
Oh, Danielle instantly looks at me. Because, no, she enjoys that too. I mean, it's just, I know we've talked about this before in the past, but I mean, just something about them, good, quiet, and then all of a sudden
Oh, yeah.
it just boom, and they're just hammering. I mean,
yeah.
it gives you goosebumps because it's just,
I'll start hooting, and then
Absolutely.
they're smacking their cheeks back. So,
Yeah.
it's fun.
yeah, no.
Hearing them.
Yeah, because her and I would go out and stuff, and I know what I'd tell her, hey, we're going to go nest these birds, or roost, sorry. Go roost these birds. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'd explain it to her and tell her and this and that. And we go down there, and we walked over this hillside, and I mean, they're just all sitting down there. And she's like, oh, my goodness, they're everywhere. And then they all go in to go roost, and it's quiet for a little while, and then all of a sudden, like you said, that first owl hoot goes, and then they just hammer, and her eyes just got huge. She's like, oh my, I mean, just had no idea.
Oh, yeah. You can
Right.
hear that sound a million times, and
Yeah.
you still feel
Oh,
like a
it's-
kid in a candy store the
Oh,
first time
yeah.
you hear it.
I love it. It's very cool.
I can't explain it.
Yeah. So, do you have any, recommendations, advice for
Me?
yeah? Okay, we'll say that for Danielle, who's getting into turkey hunting and things like this, other than just go with your husband and sit on the ground.
Right? Go to bed early. I mean, you got
Check.
right. You
Yeah.
got to get out there when it's still dark and get all set up and ready to go, and don't move.
I won't.
Other than that, yeah, I mean, it's just a blast. I love it.
So I know for me and Levi being men, we're a little more rough and tough as it is. Is there anything you would say for like women that might want to go through and take? Because I know Danielle like blows her nose like constantly. I mean, is there anything that you would say to like keep yourself more comfortable? Maybe to go out, you know, like I said, take extra Kleenexes, take an extra something to sit on, take extra hand warmers. I mean,
Right. I mean, the vest that Levi ordered, it came with like a,
oh, the chair vest.
yeah.
Yeah.
super comfortable. I would recommend.
That or like a turkey lounger.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, make sure you're comfortable,
Yep.
especially, you know, if you're trying to wait a bird out. If you're not comfortable, you ain't going to make it.
Oh, yeah, that's 100% true. And then would you be able to give Danielle any advice for when that bird comes in? Because I know she's going to be
Oh yeah.
just,
Oh, my heart's gonna be racing.
Oh, I know.
I can already
It is.
feel it.
I mean, it does. Like, you can't help, you know, the fact when they're coming in, you're like,
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, because go on. Her nerves are going to be
Have
going.
have you only killed one turkey?
no, I've actually killed.
I don't know, 6,
Gosh.
7, 8, something like that.
Yeah, I've killed a lot.
Oh, she's an old
All-
pro.
Yeah. Like I said, I absolutely love the turkey hunt. You gotta be patient. You don't let them come in. Levi always says, let them work the decoy.
Right. If
Oh,
the
yeah,
biggest
that.
thing,
Yeah.
If they're
Which is
if they're
cool.
coming, let them keep coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on a calling standpoint too. If they're coming, don't open your mouth.
Oh, yeah, I
Just let
actually-
them work.
I just thought when you said that too, because he came in, and I mean, I had my mouth call in and everything like this. I really think maybe I, called when they first came out, and then a couple of them poofed up. I mean, right on that decoy and came in, and I didn't say another word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Get a good set of decoys. I mean, I've been turkey hunting a long time. Like, I don't know, I'm going on close to 30 years of turkey hunting. 25 to 30 years of turkey hunting. I started out with the old foam decoys.
God, how old are you?
Right? I was gonna say, when he said 30 years, I'm like, okay. Like,
Well, maybe. Maybe he was with his mom when he went. Pregnant also. That counts as time.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll give my age away.
The nursing home called.
Yeah, I'm-
Levi, it's time for bed.
I'm almost 35, but I've been turkey hunting since I was 8.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, that.
Yeah, almost 30 years.
35 minus
Almost
8.
30 years. Yeah.
so,
Yeah, get your
yeah,
phone out and calculate that real quick.
We don't know math.
but
27.
27.
Again, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Ish.
So,
Okay. Excuse my wife. I'm sorry she's being rude.
I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
You're talking about good decoys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Started out with the old foam decoys. The sides wouldn't even stay puffed out on them. They'd collapse and everything else. And that was good for fooling a bird halfway back then. But like you saw last year.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people turkey hunting now. I mean, when I started turkey hunting, literally there was hardly anybody in our like general area, like
Right.
5, 6, 8 county area that turkey hunted. I mean, there was a handful of them. Now there's a lot more people getting into it, and it's just like anything, they're getting smarter, and you saw how well get good decoys. Dave Smith, get Avian X's. I mean, we switched it up, went to the new Avian X's last year, and I have never seen that hunt with Kalen and youth season.
Yes.
I have never seen a turkey so mesmerized by the decoys. We could have literally stuck our hands out and slapped that bird, and I don't think it would have affected him.
No, I mean, he legitimately walked 4 feet by me when
Yeah,
he came down out of the roost.
You about could have kicked him.
Wow.
Yes. Because he was, like Levi was saying, just mesmerized in those turkeys that were out there.
Yeah.
It was, I cannot.
And in all my years of turkey hunting, I've never seen one. Yeah, he was just in a trance.
Right.
I mean, it was crazy.
Well, now that we're talking about this, after we do this, we might have to put out that video now.
It was a good one.
We can't just keep talking about it and not get it out.
Must have been the fingernail polish on the eyes you put.
See, the thing is, you laugh about that. Did I ever tell you about that? I went through and read that they say if you go through, because when those birds come in, they're looking at the turkey,
yeah.
and they're looking into them eyes.
Right.
Well, you go through and get clear fingernail polish, the real glossy stuff, and just dab just a little bit on there. It puts a gloss over it like a water.
Make it look back at him.
It makes it look back at them. Yeah.
Well.
Seeing you laugh, but we went out that day after I did that.
I was just giving out a tip because you weren't.
You were not. You were trying to be rude.
Anyways, Katie, have you always shot the turkey with a shotgun?
Yes.
Okay.
I have yet to bow hunt or use my bow with a turkey. I would like to. I just always use shotgun.
Right. Would you ever consider a crossbow? That's what she's kind of getting at, because that's what she's going to go out with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
we think it'd be better for her because she shot a shotgun before. She just doesn't care for it.
No.
It really beats her up. So we went through, and I think we're going to go through and get her on her crossbow, and we're just going to throw one right through the vitals.
Yeah.
I mean, just go through and do it that way. And it also goes through because we don't have a scope on there, which I think is something that would help probably Kaylin too with your shotgun because there was no scope on it. It was just iron sights.
Yeah.
So I think that would have helped her something too to be able,
Probably should have let her use your turkey gun with the red dot on it.
Right.
yeah, something like that, just to not have to, one less thing to think about.
Yeah.
Well, and we were shooting at those new TSS loads, which I mean, pattern extremely tight. So I mean, if you're not dead nuts on that bird, you're gonna miss it.
Right, which is what I'm saying is, she had to line this up to line that up on her first, not let alone her first turkey, her first animal she was ever going to, put the
Yeah.
hammer on.
Sounds like they set her up for failure. I'm sorry.
You're a terrible person. But no, so we're going through and we're thinking about setting Danielle up with her crossbow to go through and do that just because then it's, she's comfortable with it. She knows what's going on. She knows, top X, top cross, whatever you want to call it is that just knows where she's going. And once that's on there,
Yeah.
I mean, she's solid.
No, that sounds good.
I think we need to break the crossbows out with those decap broadheads from who
Magnus?
was it? Magnus we were looking at last year.
Kay-
I think we need to bring some crossbow decap into the world.
Kaylin's got some. They're already all set up. We shot them and everything. The only reason, what was it? I think it was one of the last days that we actually went. We went through it, just nothing happened. But yeah, no, she's got some. And they set up, dude, in there. I don't know if it would cut a bird's head off, but I mean, it's gonna
Break his neck.
Oh, easily. I mean, they're badass, dude. They really are. I think they're smaller. I want to say they're like 1.5 inches.
Yeah,
Maybe 2 inches.
they're smaller than the decap.
Than the decaps. Yeah, just because of the
but
force
yeah,
and everything.
I
coming
mean, but you
behind
don't
it.
have the weight of the decaps.
But yeah, she's got some. And like I said, we went through and shot them, dude. I'm telling you, 20 yards, dead nuts. I mean, she was right on it. She's all jacked up, ready to go about that. She wants to do it really bad. So, but I think with her though, I think it'd be for Danielle. It'd be better just to bigger target. Just go through and try to put it square right through the body and just let
Baby steps.
baby steps and just let one of them, one of them wrecks just go through and just tear it all up from the inside, not having to smaller target this and that.
Yeah.
Have you shot a crossbow before?
I actually have not.
You'll have to.
Yeah, I thought you shot ours like once. I don't know. Maybe I
No.
was dreaming.
I don't think so.
Dude, I'm telling you what, she goes through. It's been a while since she shot hers,
has.
but when she would shoot hers, I would have to tell her to quit aiming at the same spot because she was going to blow a bolt.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 yards at that. I mean, she was dead nuts on. There was no. When I took her deer hunting, there was no worry that the equipment in her. It was more of the adrenaline that was going to go through. But I mean, she really. I mean, as far as I know, right? You really like your crossbow.
I do. I do like it. I feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. I mean, it took us a while.
I can't pull a bow. I mean, I probably could pull a bow back, but I don't have access to one that the poundage is right for me.
Right. But it'd just be better for her because work and life and everything in general. I mean, she just flat out doesn't have the time to practice to go through, and we don't want to go through and injure an animal of any way, shape, or form.
No.
Or to have her, just flat out just miss, and then there goes the confidence and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, she went through. What season did you get this year?
Fourth.
Yeah, fourth season. It's going to be a good time. It's probably going to be like Christmas for a little kid.
Oh yeah.
She does keep going through. She's like, "We got those tags, right?" Yes. Yeah. They're in the mail. And she's all about it. So I think that's all I got for turkey hunting right now. What are you doing?
I was looking the dates up for fourth season.
Oh,
Usually it's what, like,
Last week of May or last week of
May.
April.
It is.
Yeah.
Thursday, April 27th, 28th, all the way through April 30th. Nope,
Perfect.
May 1st.
May 1st.
May 2nd.
Gee, many Christmas.
Coming in hot May 3rd. Okay, May 3rd it is. The last day for 4th.
But we went through and got her those too. I mean, even though the birds might be a little bit more educated and stuff like this, I know the weather's gonna be warmer. Not
Weather's warmer, and I mean sometimes too. I mean you can catch some pretty good hunting, especially if they've been henned up. They break up off those hens. I mean, you just never know. It all depends on the weather and everything else, and and what the birds are doing, throughout the cycle. So,
well, I think last year.
4 seasons.
It rained.
Can
It
be
was
good.
raining
Oh, yeah.
before you shot.
Yeah, before we went, but I'm thinking like, because you struggled for a good while because the weather was just so cold and shitty and everything. And then I think I went 4th season
Yeah.
because I know you talked to neighbors and talked to people, and I talked to people, and everybody was like, man, I ain't hearing nothing. And then I was like, dude, they will not stop where I'm at.
Yeah, the last like 2-3 years, man, it has been tough early. I mean, I love first season, but depending on the weather, it can be so hit and miss. I mean, a couple years ago, well, it was right before Sawyer was born. I killed a turkey 2nd season in the snow.
Really?
Yeah, first season was rough. I mean, I put Dad on a bird right before the snow, the day before the snow was coming, and then the next day I was still out scouting birds in the snow while it was falling. There's like 3, 4, 5 inches on the ground, still scouting birds, and the next day, yeah, it was a whiteout, and so it can be really hit and miss. I mean, you never know. One year you might have temps in the 70s, and the next year you might be hunting it in the snow. So,
Oh, I mean, that's how it was when we took Kaylin out. I mean, we were
Yeah.
all wearing late
dude,
winter.
it was cold.
Oh, it was terrible.
I think wind chills were middle to upper teens, and
Yes.
wind was blowing 25 mile an hour. It was not pleasant.
It was bad. We went because we needed to go.
Yeah,
Right. You just got to get out there. You never know.
yeah. But it seems like the goblin the last couple of years just has been the same.
Do you think there's a reason for that? I know you were saying like there's more people that are hunting birds and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the weather, some hunting pressure. Definitely, I mean, there's been studies on it, with the hunting pressure and everything, and the gobbling that, they do kind of coincide. And even on days that, normally would be a really good gobbling day, a clear, calm, high pressure day, they still just weren't gobbling. So I don't know if, some predators, could be anything, but they just hasn't been normal. And I've talked to a lot of guys that it's been like that.
Right. Interesting. So I guess I got another question for both the ladies here, because we tonight had snow goose tacos and some deer brats, and I know that there's definitely some people out there that kind of, I don't know, turn their nose up when they automatically hear anything as a wild game, anything, turkey, goose, deer, anything like that. I'll have Danielle go first since
I cooked.
you cooked and everything like this. Because like I said, I know people turn their nose up on it. So, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they kind of go, well, I don't know how to cook it. So is there any trick to how you cook any of the wild game that we bring in?
So far, no. I mean, it's been a while since I've cooked wild game, but tonight was the snow goose, snow geese.
Geises?
Geese? Was it 2 to 3 pounds? Was it
Yeah, I
2
think there was
pounds?
3 pounds.
I just browned it like you do hamburger meat
Right.
or turkey on, I don't know, like on 6 or 7 medium to high heat on the skillet. Just let it cook, do its thing, and then I put taco seasoning on it. It was really good.
Yeah, and I mean,
Really, really good. And
Yeah.
you can tell that it's lean because I did empty the skillet and put it in a colander to drain whatever fluids. There really wasn't anything,
right.
but it wasn't dry.
No,
I think it was good.
It was very good. And then I know you've probably been cooking some deer and all that stuff for a while. Do you have any tips or tricks or insight on maybe how, I've tried this before, it didn't work. I did this and that and it worked really well. Anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I make a lot of it. I make lasagna and spaghetti and stuff. And yeah, I just feel like, people just need to keep an open mind.
Right.
They just, I don't know. I just feel like people are like, oh, it's going to be too gamey. And it's really not.
So when you go through and look up your recipes for, like, let's say your lasagna and stuff, do you just look up like a regular recipe for lasagna and just put the deer meat in or whatever, just as is.
Yeah, like if it says they use ground beef, I
Just
I
throw
use
it.
the deer instead, and
Well,
Yeah.
we follow a lot
it's
of
great.
like Lee and Tiffany's recipes because every now and then Tiffany will put out like the lasagna is her crock pot lasagna.
Oh, okay.
And Tiff, if you ever listen, it is amazing.
Which I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I mean, you
It's-
just never know.
Yeah.
But I just want to throw that out there because it is really, really, really good. But Taylor Land now you follow her on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, and she puts out some really great recipes. I mean, I think we've done like some sliders
Yeah.
and like chicken or turkey taquitos, wild turkey taquitos, stuff like that, and everything that she's put out has been great. So. Yeah, kudos to those guys on putting some recipes out there and getting it in front of people and
Which I think that's probably a big thing too, is putting it out there in front of people. Because I mean, it's just so easy to go through and buy a couple pounds of hamburger and this and that and just be done with it. But to actually see something on somebody they follow and be like, oh man, these people eat that. That's
Yeah.
That's,
And it's pretty cool because we have commented, back to Tiffany on the Crushes Instagram and Taylor, or whoever's posting those recipes, for her, whether it be on her page or Drury Outdoors page, and be like, oh, we need to do this, or yeah, we've done this, it was great, and they're awesome enough to comment back and say thanks or glad you liked it, stuff like that. I mean, they really do put out great content on recipes, and
that's awesome.
yeah,
I want to make beef and noodles with a deer roast.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I think it would be good.
yeah,
Yeah. Sounds
Which,
good.
with that being said, if you're listening to this and you got a recipe that you're like, oh man, these people would love this, absolutely go through and email that
yeah,
to us.
send it
Yes.
We would love to go through and try it out, and then we'll go through and give you a shout out and let you know if it's any good or
in. Maybe that's something we can do in the future is put like a
recipe book.
recipe book or throw some recipes out on social media for everybody. Some of our favorites. Maybe hand pick a favorite from each of us and throw it out there.
I think that'd be great. I know Danielle and I have talked about that for a while. It's just like everybody else, life and this and that, get into it, and then it's just easy this and that. But like she was saying, if we're going to go through and like do this beef and noodles, because her beef and noodles she makes now, they're so good. But if we can go through, and I guess another side note with this, in case people don't know, it's the wild game meat is so much leaner for you. It's better for you. There's less fat and there's all that good stuff in it. So that's a big perk too.
I will say, MyFitnessPal does not have snow geese
did not have
as an option.
Didn't have snow.
I
But
know.
Dang it.
There we go. We need to go through
They
and make
got
an
you
app.
covered on venison though. About
They do.
Everything I've looked up
They do.
venison-wise has
They do.
been on there.
We need to go through and come up with an
Right.
app then, so we can go through
Yeah.
and get it through that way. But no, I think that's another thing too that people probably don't understand. You go through and it is better for you, higher protein, lower fat.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think that's a very good point. But no, I'm looking forward to your beef and noodles now, even more than usual. So that'd be
Me
really
too.
good.
We'll be over.
We'll be over.
We'll do that on the next podcast.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good with me. I mean, I'm all about. I'll go through and set this up, and they bring food, and you cook it, and I just sit here and talk. I'm definitely on the winner side of all this. Okay, so. Oh, I see you looking. Yeah, we're coming up on 50 minutes. I told you it'd go quicker than you thought. So, let me see. I think if I got anything else here off the top of my head, because like I said, we were just winging this. I'm not prepared at all. Yeah, I really don't. Come on, Levi, help me out here.
Shed hunting. Anybody else excited?
Oh, there we go.
So excited.
Yeah, we can go through and do that with shed hunting.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I told Danielle we're going to come down to your guys' place and go through and do some walking and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
You're going to do some walking,
Yeah.
just so you know.
I can hear now she's going to go through and be like, hey, you're taking your UTV down there, right? I can hear it already in my head, and I'll be like, no, Levi says we can't do it because it'll scare all the deer away.
Oh, it's
I'll walk, but like not all day. Not all day.
right. Yeah.
And there's a lot of places that you can ride and
Yeah.
kind of ride the pasture or
I'm not going for a workout. Leisurely walk.
Well, the nice part is some of it's hilly, so I'll just push you and you can go downhill.
No, it's a blast. Like the one year we had it was Levi and I and our nephew, and it's just a blast. Like we get everybody together and go out there, and
Yeah, we usually try to do like one big like family shed hunt
yeah,
a year, and yeah, usually turns out pretty good. I mean, usually wind up with, I don't know, close to 10 to a dozen antlers usually off of that one day. So.
Did you see Danielle's face when you said that? Oh, dude, we went walking and walking and walking and walking, and
We don't find anything.
so we
Oh,
found a lot
yeah.
of corn stalks, a lot of corn
oh,
stalks.
that happens. I mean,
Yeah.
We have found more sheds sitting in his truck and me looking off in the distance
oh yeah, absolutely.
than walking one step.
Why don't you tell everybody about that lovely day that you went out and found that? Remember how shitty that day was?
What?
When it was
You got to refresh my
it was
memory.
like 40 mile an hour. I have no idea why we were out there. It was like 40 mile an hour winds.
In Viola?
Yes. Open the door and you screamed.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, God.
You don't remember this at all? So I'm holding a memory that is going to last me for my
Well, I
lifetime.
thought I found two out there, though.
Because I love and care for you so much, and you can't remember this.
Well, I think I yelled for you to stop, and I knew what I obviously saw, but I didn't want to tell you what I saw
Correct.
because I wanted the glory.
Actually, you yelled shed, and then you hit me.
I don't remember that.
It's so exciting though.
No,
like when you,
I think I get that way that I don't
Oh, yeah.
remember.
like when you see them, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a blast. I love just
It
being out there
is.
and covering ground.
Absolutely.
And looking at old deer sign and kind of doing a little bit of scouting for next year. And
I was upset though because I thought I got to keep the shed.
Oh,
I had to give it to the property owner.
oh
I
yes.
had there's like all these strategic rules.
Oh yeah.
Had no idea. And we went to go give it to him, and he didn't offer like, no, you found it, you keep it.
Oh,
I have a
no.
million. No,
Oh no.
dude snatched it up.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's like a big deal.
It's either their property, or if you're out going through and you're agreeing on it, it's whoever finds the first one. If you find the match, then they get it.
I know.
Oh yeah. It's yeah.
She was so mad. I already had this discussion with Levi, and I said, "Dude, what if I find this?" He's like, "Sucks for you, bro, because you're on my."
Then we
push you in
went
the creek, and I'm
com-
taking it.
Yeah, exactly.
off topic, but about rules. Miss Newbie over here went to the taxidermist who does your
Yeah.
mount.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, not supposed to touch anything like
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
else. Yeah.
That was
Whew.
awesome. So we were in there,
Oh my God.
and he's still working on these mounts and everything, getting them on this and that. And she just walks in like it's a petting zoo and starts touching stuff. He didn't see it, so Steve, if you listen to this, I'm sorry.
I'm
bro.
sorry, Steve.
But I turned around and it was just like, I'm sure, just like you talked to Sawyer, and then it was like, "Hey, stop!" Just sitting there, just like Dumb and Dumber, dude. Pretty bird, he's a pretty bird. And I'm like, stop! That's not yours. Don't fucking touch it. Oh, but it's pretty. You know.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I had no
it's-
idea.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Just learning.
I mean-
just a bunch of learning.
Back when I did taxidermy, I didn't mind it that much. Somebody did it, and they were,
I didn't know you
they
did
were, touching it the right way, not,
Right. Oh, yeah.
running the
Against
fur
the grain.
backward.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If they were doing it the right way, go ahead. But yeah, you come in, you run your fingernails right up it backwards. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
No, it wasn't that, but she was sitting there touching me. He had him up on the pegs and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm like, you knocked
I'm
it-
curious
oh.
though, because like, I don't know. I must have a curious mind because when he was gutting a deer one time,
Oh my god, dude.
I like touching weird things. And what was it?
It was the stomach.
It was the stomach, and I wanted to like poke at it.
She was sitting there and she's like, "Hey, what's this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's the heart." And oh, what's it? Oh, it's his lungs. And she's like, "Oh, what's this? His stomach." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Dude, next thing she's like, "It's a drum." She's smacking it, and I'm like, "If you bust that open, after I puke, you're cleaning it up."
Had no idea.
No idea.
Oh,
He's had to keep me tame.
Yeah.
that happens.
But honestly, I think I'd rather have that than have be with somebody that just like
Totally against
I
it. Didn't
can't,
want
I
anything
can't
to do.
look. I can't have nothing to do with it
Yeah.
because I'm gonna
I'm a handful.
When it comes to things like that, absolutely. Or, hey, pick your feet up,
Oh my God, he's so strict.
dude. It's
Is Levi strict?
Oh, don't even get me
No,
started.
I don't know. I think
No.
AJ may be worse.
Oh no. Absolutely.
Does he get
not.
like
Absolutely not.
salty?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Don't look at me like that. Oh yeah, no, this is like.
like you can feel the tension.
Oh
Cut
yeah.
the tension with a knife.
Oh, absolutely.
Cut the tension with a crossbow.
Well, now everybody's curious. So just remember, though, you're going home with your husband and you're going home with me. So let's watch these words. But why don't you go through and tell some light stories on what you're talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? Say it to my face.
Say it to your face.
Say it to my face.
I fully can't remember because I was, I think, full of adrenaline. But the last time was the turkey time.
Why?
I don't know. You were really fierce with me.
Locked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was locked in.
But he had this bird, chucked it over the back, carrying the decoys, stomping away. Because I don't know what I did or didn't do. I can't remember.
It's probably what it was because you didn't do anything probably.
He has so many rules.
Oh
But yeah, it was funny.
yeah. Don't even get.
I'm like 500 yards away because I'm so slow. And here is this bird just, smacking up against his leg as he's trying to get up the hill. And I just want to die laughing. I had to stop because I'm like, oh my God, this truck ride's going to be horrible.
Well, then there's that too, though, is we got little legs over here. Who, dude, I could push her down a hill and somehow this bitch would still fall slower than I would. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. I really think she has like suction cups on her feet. She probably could walk on our ceiling. Like,
Oh.
it is. Oh,
Then I couldn't take the right photos that he wanted.
Oh.
yeah.
So no. Oh,
No, oh, no. Because you can't understand, hey, I need you to do this onto this. And you're like, okay, oh, look, potato chip. And then you're looking over here and you're nowhere near right or anything. Danielle, take a picture of my face on the left side. And you're like, oh, your left foot? Is that what you said?
Whatever. I think the only other person I told this story to is Shelby, which I know she's not going to listen to 57 minutes worth. But he was like propped up against this fence trying to do a selfie with his Canon camera and like trying to hold the deer.
The deer? The deer
Or
during
the
turkey
deer, I
season?
mean the turkey. And I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, it's 'cause you
do I go over there and do I try a fifth time or do I just stand there?
Yeah.
And I just stood there because I'm
Just
like,
stand
there's no
there.
way.
It's because you
he's gonna want to slit my throat.
All right,
He's
so-
gonna decap me.
So, bro, you got Katie. Hopefully she's not like this, but if you go and you point and you're like, hey, and she's standing there looking at you and you point to your right and say, hey, look over there, a volcano. Does Katie like look to the ground? Because that's what Danielle does.
It could go either way.
Oh, dude. It is all the time. I'll be like, hey, here comes a bird or here comes a deer and everything like this. And I'll be like, hey, look to your right. And she's like, I don't see one behind me. Dude, I mean, it's all the time. Or her eyes will be closed. Oh, you can't see it because your eyes are closed, stupid.
Anyways, I'm really
Yeah, I was
looking
gonna say,
forward to the
you
to
started
the
it.
deer and noodles.
You started
Yes.
it. You started it.
All right, kitty cats.
What?
Are we wrapping it up?
Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's time for bed.
Time for bed. She's ready to go. Katie, you got anything before your pal over here is kicking this one out?
Gosh, I don't know.
That's fine because when you two are done, we're gonna sit here and talk shit about you later.
I know. Fair enough. What?
Like I know you got a story on me.
Just
I'm your scent control
oh
Nazi.
gosh, absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'll be like, do I have to wash my hair? I can't. It's
Dude,
not my,
we've almost
it's
had
not-
a
it's not my-
knockdown, drag out fight over washing your freaking hair
Stop.
to go
It's
get in the tree stand.
No, it's like any ladies listening, they understand
No,
like
no.
the
I
hair
don't.
washing.
I do now. I only wash twice a week.
Yes, thank
if
you.
that. Yes.
See, thank you.
If I'm only washing twice a week, I'm only hunting twice a week.
Well, I'm going with it. Just sounds like they need to get one of them. What is it? Like the swimming Speedo things they put over their heads,
Right.
hold their hair in.
It's
Yeah.
like no.
Start locking those in.
I have a certain wash day. So if I don't wash my hair, he makes me, I still have to spray the unscented spray on my hair.
Yeah, because It smells.
Just tell him you did and don't do it.
You can smell.
Oh no, most of the time I verify.
Oh,
no.
wow.
Yeah, he.
Okay.
Yeah,
You,
Wow.
Yeah, you'll.
It's like you're not going in and stinking up my spots.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's-
You want to keep killing 6.5-year-old deer?
I know.
Go wash your hair.
I sacrifice and I end up doing it.
All right.
Might take a while. Might end in almost divorce court, but she does it.
Hey, I do it though. I sacrifice and I do it.
Sacrifice by washing your hair is a sacrifice.
It's like a big
Dude,
deal.
you're just as bad as she
No,
is.
it's a big deal. Like
is.
women get it. They get it.
I don't.
And then what else? I think just besides, I think the whole scent control is like our big
Yeah.
button heads. Other than that,
Other than that, it's pretty good with the
right?
flow,
I feel
think.
like, we're usually on the same page since
Right.
we both love this sport and have a passion for it.
I would say ours is for sure is little legs over here, especially when she goes through and she gets cold and she has like 4 different pairs of pants on, and she just can't pick her feet up and stuff. And I'm like, we gotta go. We only have 20 minutes to get like 6 feet, but it's gonna take you an hour. And it's especially if it's like corn stalks or something. She's gotta
Oh,
pick
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Dude,
that's just the worst.
Dude, they are though. Corn stalks are terrible.
And the beans are bad too.
Yeah, the way Danielle is like
I'm a lot of work to take hunting. I really am.
her perfect thing would be like a sidewalk to the stand, like
that would be great.
like shoveled,
great.
scooped, heated, everything.
That'd be awesome.
Just carry me.
Or I carry her on top of everything else that I'm carrying, because I'm her quote unquote guide, like you are.
Yeah, pack mule.
Pack mule, yeah.
But you're our strong.
Oh,
Manly
gee,
men.
Here we go. Here we go.
You know what? All I heard there is wah wah wah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wah wah wah.
Yeah,
You're our bitch.
it's a load of
Oh.
shit.
Really?
Load of shit.
You can do the laughter thing.
Do the laughter. Oh, this one? Oh, wait a minute. It's turned off. Why is it turned off?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're so good though. You ruined it now.
I did. Sorry. It is weird though that it's turned off.
It's like the audience laughing in the background. He has those buttons.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, they're really funny.
Yeah, I really don't know why it's not working. Maybe Levi and I will figure it out. We can do it on our next one, so you guys can be jealous about it. That is weird though. I don't know why that's not working. But yeah. So, well, I know Danielle's gonna want to wrap this up. So, do you have any final thoughts there, Danielle? It took us a little bit, but once you two got warmed up, I think it looked like you both enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. It just took a while.
It did, which I figured it would.
Sorry everyone that's listening.
If they're still listening this far.
I know. I don't know if I would be. I'd hit that little half arrow and be like 10 seconds forward, 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
Just to hear me only.
Right. Which that's what's going to be. Let's come listen to Danielle talk about how she can't walk because she's got little legs. So, any final thoughts?
No, I think I just want to add that for the turkey hunting, about the decoys and watching the turkeys attack, or I don't know what the proper term is. That was really cool, and I guess I forgot about that.
Work the decoys.
Work the decoys.
See, listen to the old veteran over here.
Flog the decoy.
That is an experience. That's an experience I'll never forget, but I forgot to mention that earlier.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it was so unforgettable, I forgot about it.
Exactly.
So, that's all for me.
All right, easy. On down the line. Katie, anything?
I just gotta say, if you
Don't look at him. If you got something
Yeah,
to say it.
don't
Yeah.
look at me.
Just let it out.
Just let it out.
I mean, I feel like so many people, if you want to try it, just get out there. You might love it,
Oh, yeah.
you know? You just never know. Aim small, miss small.
Exactly.
Yep.
And Mr. Mason, anything?
Yeah, just keep an open mind, get out there and try new things. I mean, you just never know. You know, there's been a lot of things that I never thought I'd do, hunting wise, and come to grown to to like it and, be one of my favorite things to do now.
Oh yeah, so much fun, so much fun.
What do you have to say, Jay?
Know your role. I'm the voice of reason over here, not you.
I'm just giving you an opportunity.
Oh, I gotcha. No, I just want to just go back and say, it is something, and I meant to say this earlier too, is like even with shed hunting, I think that'd be something to go through and good and get your, significant other, get somebody young out there running around, something like this, because, weather's warmer.
Yeah,
I won't say
weather's
it's-
getting nice.
Yeah, getting nice, get it out there and see what's going on.
Just spend some time outdoors. I mean, whether you find anything or not, any day you get to be outdoors and, and enjoying God's creation is a good day. So
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, I will wrap this up here. We're going to go through and say thank you, ladies, for going through and chatting with us here.
not beating us up too bad.
Exactly. But now the next one, though, it'll probably be worse because they're pros now.
That's right.
That's right, she says. So, once again, this is The Hunted. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to wrap this one up on this one, and we will catch you on the next one.